Many people stress the importance of being legal and registered at the local comune as soon as they can. However, oftentimes they forget to do the same compliance when they leave, to notify the local comune that they no longer live there and they move to another country. Well, this is a big mistake. And let me explain you why. And that's not a big mistake for the local comune, it's a big mistake for your personal tax position. Because remember, you are deemed as a tax resident if you are registered in a local municipality for the most part of the tax year. So if you don't deregister, you will still be deemed as a tax resident, which of course creates complication. Even if you're right, even if the double tax treaty protects you, the Italian tax office might run an investigation on you based on the fact that you are still a resident according to them. Okay, that can be a problem, but it's solvable. But the biggest problem is that if you are registered in a comune and you do not notify the deregistration and the new address overseas, your last address in Italy is the right place to communicate you from any creditor or from the tax office, any audit. So you have 7 years after which you can be audited, and if you communicate your overseas address, every communication, in order to be right, in order to be correct, has to be done to your address abroad. But if you did not deregister in Italy, well, that's the right address. They can send the letter there. And if you think, well, but I'm not there, nobody's there, how do you do that? This can be returned to the sender. Well, however, whenever a communication sits for 30 days at the local post office, it's deemed as properly notified. So your number of days that you can start your appeal or you can request any amendment start from the 30th day in which the communication sits at the local post office. And that is a right notification because according to the law, they can also notify you in your ultimate place of residency. But if you're still registered there, according to the records, you are living there. So you're taking responsibility of any communication arriving at those premises. So if that time lapses, you lose your right to defend. And then there is no way to appeal that, to amend that. There is no way to do anything. They are right by default because you didn't challenge that decision. So you should really take care of that. And whenever you leave Italy, you should notify the local comune that then notifies the tax office that you are living overseas. And in that case, imagine that you already notified them, you receive a communication in Italy. That notification is wrong because this should have been communicated to your foreign address. So don't do this mistake. Basically, all you have to do is to send a raccomandata or a certified email to them. You basically say to your local comune, hey, I no longer live there. I want to be deregistered. My new address is Oxford Circus in Melbourne, Australia. That's all you have to do. And this saves you from a lot of troubles because then the tax office knows that you are no longer a resident of Italy. And then if they have to run any audit or investigation, they need to send it to you, mail you to your foreign address. And this is very important. Don't fail to do that. The same importance you put, the same stress, the same activities you've been doing to register, well, please do that when you deregister. It's gonna save you time, money, and of course, you'll have way fewer headaches going on.